This is question 14 in exercise 1.8 in Project Maths 3A. We have to solve the following equation, and we've got to write our answers first in the form of a plus or minus the square root of b, and then second, corrected 2 decimal places. And what we've got here is a quadratic equation, but we can take a hint from the question that we're not going to be able to factorize this out. Although if we tried, we could find out quick enough it's not going to get there. Because we would need to find factors of 7 that will sum to 6, and there aren't any whole number factors of 7 that will do that. So we're going to have to use the quadratic formula. So I'll write that down over here. It's going to be minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And in our particular example over here, a is the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. B is the coefficient of x, which is 6. And c is the constant in our question, which is 7. So now what we've got to do is we've got to substitute all these values into our formula. So we're going to get minus 6 plus or minus the square root of 6 squared minus 4 times a times c, and that's all going to be over 2 times a. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tidy up what's inside our, what is under our square root. So we're going to go minus 6 plus or minus, and we're going to get under here, it's going to be 36 minus 28, and that's all going to be over 2, which means we get down to minus 6 plus or minus the square root of 8 over 2. But you notice from part 1 we're looking to get to a plus or minus the square root of b, where a and b are whole numbers presumably. So we've got to see if we can sort out this third here. So minus 6 plus or minus, and then the square root of 8 can be rewritten as 2 root 2. And this is all over 2. Which means if we divide everything on the top by 2, we're going to get minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 2. So that's our part 1 answer right there. For our part 2 answer, what we have to do is we've actually got to work that out. So we're going to have minus 3 plus root 2, and we're going to have minus 3 minus root 2. And in order to do that, we're going to need to get our calculator out, because there is no shorthand way to get the square root of 2. It just doesn't work that way. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to go to our calculator, and we're going to have minus 3 plus the square root of 2, which is equal to minus 1.59, like that. And if we say minus 3 minus the square root of 2, then in that case we're going to get minus 4.41. And those two numbers are both rounded to 2 decimal places. The actual number on the calculator is far longer than that. But that is this question done.